Hey, what's up guys, Jordan here. So today I'm going to do another hairstyling tutorial. Last time I did the Japanese up bang, and today I want to do another Japanese hairstyle. This is kind of just a really popular style that a lot of people do. You'll often see Japanese guys do this kind of hairstyle, and you will actually see this hairstyle a lot in Japanese anime and in manga, because this is just like your very typical hairstyle. It's kind of like this, but just a bit more texturized. I'll have some pictures up here as well so you can have a better idea what I mean. Alright, so I just dunked my head under the sink to get it all nice and wet, and then I just like towel dried it a bit. Like all hairstyles, basically you want to do this because if you wake up in the morning and you have like bad head, your head, and then your hair is like kind of shaped weirdly or unevenly, basically rinsing your hair will just kind of reset it. And also when you do the blow drying, then it'll also add some volume to your hair. And with this style, you do want to have volume, so this step is very important. So before I do the hair dryer, I am going to use some hair oil before I dry. This is because my hair has been bleached twice, so I do want to just kind of treat my hair well. And by using the dryer and the hair iron, it can like dry out your hair or damage your hair, especially because it's been bleached, so it's a bit more vulnerable. So if you have the hair oil and you've bleached your hair, I would recommend using the oil. It just gives you like a much healthier look into your hair, and it's just better for your hair in the long term as well. So for the hair dryer, because this style is basically your front and everything is just kind of straight down, there's no particular way you have to dry, unlike the up bang where you would have to shape it in any way. All you want to do is try to create some volume while you do the hair dryer. So note that when I am blow drying, I am kind of making this scrunching motion, and this is just to help add some volume. So when you're blow drying, make sure that you dry completely well, because you are going to be using the hair iron. So you do want to make sure that your hair is completely dry. So this is going to be an optional step. Again, like before I blow dried, this was an optional step as well. But if you want, you could just use another pump of the hair oil and apply it after you blow dried your hair. And basically, if you want to just have like a very natural and just straight look, you could just apply the hair oil, and this could be just like a hairstyle on its own. So if you just want a nice natural look with a little bit of shine, just by using the hair oil, you could be good to go like this. Okay, so now it's time to do the ironing. Because for me, I have bleached hair, I'm going to be doing it at a lower temperature at 150 degrees. But if you just have like your natural hair without any bleach, you could go up to like 200 degrees. So at this point with the iron, this is when you could get kind of creative and do it how you want to do. For this particular tutorial, what I'm going to be doing is kind of doing a twist. So similar to my previous hair tutorial, where I'm going to twirl the hair around my finger like so. And this is going to make kind of like a twisty feel, and it's going to create texture. But however, this time, instead of just curling it and spiraling, what I'm going to do is kind of go in and out like this and create kind of like a wavy pattern. So because for this style, what I want to do is kind of make like, I want to have volume, I want to have texture, and I want to make it kind of messy. So by doing that kind of motion, in and out, it's going to create that kind of look that I'm going for. Now you can definitely go like twist around your finger and spiral as well. It's just really up to you, depending on how you want to do. I would recommend experimenting with various different ways to see what kind of look you want. I do both ways, or I do many different ways depending on what I want to do during that day. But for this one in particular, I'm going to be going in, out, in, out. And the in out, like you basically do it randomly. Like you can start off, you can end off going in like this, and then for the next part of the hair, you could go outwards. I do recommend having some going outwards. This is just going to create more of a kind of have like more layers towards your hair in the texture. So I just go in, I end in, and then I end out basically randomly. So you just want to be doing this throughout the entire side here. Try to cover all your hair, just so you can get really good texture. So as you can see, this side, a lot more volume. As you can see, it kind of goes up here, kind of fluffs up, and it's got quite a bit of waviness to it compared to like this side where it's just straight and flat. So yeah, now let's just do the other side, the same thing basically. Alright, next up for the front part, for the very top part of your hair, what you want to do is kind of make the C, just kind of go up and curl, just for the top part. And this is just to give some volume for the top part, because you want it to be kind of, you want to have lots of volume on the top there. And this is kind of like a heavy part of your hair, so yeah, just a really simple C curl like this. And I just hold it up here for a couple of seconds and then let it go down. So as you can see, it did gain quite a bit of volume there. So just for that top layer on the top here, that's what you want to be doing. So next, so as you can see, it also made a slight curl here, and you can kind of start to see the layers now. So now for the front part, what you want to be doing is kind of be curling them inwards for this style. So I like to also spiral it around my finger a little bit. Kind of do a spiral. You can also just do this, where you just kind of curling it in like that. And as you can see, now this strand is now curling inwards towards the middle. So that's what you want to do. So here again, there's a lot of variation. You could just have them all curl inwards, or you could like mix them up. You could go this way instead, and then for this one you go inwards, and just kind of have them like overlapping like X's. It's really up to you on how you want to do it, whichever you prefer. And then again, you could just also twist them around your fingers. I like to twist it for this particular style because I'm going for more of a spirally look in the front. So twisting around your fingers and then spiraling it like this will give you that nice little curl and waves. So after laying my hair down, you can kind of see what it's starting to look like. I feel like a lot of them are kind of going this way. So I want to try to get more to go the other direction. And the good thing with this hairstyle is that you could adjust to basically how it's starting to feel. So like right now, like for the kind of midsection layer on the front, I kind of want to have some more waves. So I'm actually going to go for that in and out look that I did earlier on the sides. And this is just going to add a bit more of like a crumple feel to the front. Alright, so I think the front and the sides are done. So the last bit is just the back. The back is really simple. All you have to do is just kind of make that C curl upwards, just so you can get the volume. And it also makes kind of the curl in the back as well. Similar to what you did on the top part of your hair, you just making a C and going up. And then you can also hold it too to try to make it get some more volume. And you just do it throughout the back. Alright, so that's the ironing part. It's all done. As you can see, we have a lot more texture and waves and volume now into the hair from before. So next, what you want to do is start to add the wax. So I'm going to be using the ocean clay mixed with the ocean air. So basically I have a hard matte wax and I'm mixing it with kind of like a in-between wax. It has a little bit of shine, but basically it's a lighter wax and it's good for adding volume. So mixing it together, I get a kind of a stiff hold while getting volume. So it's going to hold the volume for the entire day, and it's not going to be like kind of a dry look from just the clay. It's going to have a little bit of shine, so it's a little bit more natural. So using this amount of wax for the hard clay wax and then the air softer wax, and then just kind of mix them in between your hands. Mix it really nicely. You're going to need, I would say, quite a bit of wax, but only apply it bit by bit. Don't just like put a ton of wax into your hands, because then it's just going to be uneven and won't look good. So apply a bit at a time, and I start from the top here and just kind of like swipe at your hair, and this is going so you could get a little bit at a time, and just kind of go over. Try to get all the hairs all around, and just very lightly swipe at your hair just so you could get layer by layer, and gradually just be able to apply evenly. Try to get in there to the roots as well, because getting the wax in your roots is going to be able to keep it holding well. The back, just do a similar thing. You just kind of swipe at it so you can swipe at it upwards so you can get the hair evenly. A little bit more here. So now I got the wax pretty much at most of my hairs. So now I'm just gonna kind of brush it down like this, just so you can start making the shape. The shape for this style is just kind of like rounded. Try to get the volume. So you want to have volume on the top, and the top like half of your sides. When you get inwards, you kind of want to go down a bit. So just the top bit on the sides, you want the volume, and then kind of going down here. Otherwise, it's going to look too much like a mushroom if you have like volume everywhere. And for this style, you kind of want to like twist the hairs a bit so that they come together in like bigger strands, more visible strands. Just so that way it's not going to look as frizzy, and it's also giving you that a much more visible texture. And this is kind of like the anime look that you will often see. Like in anime, you will see these kind of strands of hairs is going to be very visible, and that's what we're trying to do here. So just kind of like twist them in while you're creating the shape. The back as well, the back part you want to have it kind of rounded just so you have the volume, because it's going to look weird if it's just like volume front and side and then it's flat on the back, right? So make sure you do have the volume there. And for this style, I'm not in particular going from one side to like side sweep. You could do it that way if you want, but this one in particular, I'm trying to go straight down, or kind of like a V shape, kind of go in towards the center. So as you can see, that's how I'm going to be shaping the strands here. So now that we're done with the wax, just to set the hair for the rest of the day, I like to apply some hair wax. Because volume is quite important, you could try to hold up your top hair strands like this and apply the wax like that, the spray. I think the spray is important for this hairstyle because you do want to keep volume is like the main point for the style. So you want to make sure that the volume sticks and doesn't go flat. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So just for some views, here's the front view. And the left side. The right side, and the back. So yeah, this hairstyle I think is great for pretty much all year round. I really like to do this style when I'm wearing just like hoodies, because it's kind of like especially if you're wearing like an oversized hoodie, you kind of get that comfortable, fluffy kind of vibe. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more hair tutorials. Also comment below if you have any questions whatsoever. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll add in some end clips of just like a fit and some more views of the hair. But yeah, I'll see you guys.